What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Outside Theory. I have my friend right here, Curtis Mitchell. How you doing, sir?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty
bro?
good, pretty good. I'm so glad to have you here in your hometown, Daytona Beach. Do you stay in this area mainly, or?
Nah, well, for the most part, when I'm home, I kind of reside here. But I just got back into the country, so
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of here right now until I figure out my next training camp,
Okay.
which I got pretty soon. So I pretty much know where I'm going. But yeah, just coming home, just being home, relaxing, and enjoying my family.
What country were you in?
South Africa.
South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's over there right now. And I actually would like to say happy birthday to my boy right now, Tyus. I think it's midnight over there in Cape Town. My boy is having the time of his life. How you liking in South Africa?
Yeah, man, it was cool. It was a once in a lifetime experience, man.
Really?
Yeah, just being in the motherland, just
Right.
really humbling and gratifying.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
So your training camp, is that in America?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
a training camp now. A few of them. Like I said, this track and field thing is just one of those situations where you can go from top coach to top camp and try to figure out what you need to do to get to that next level. So I'm fortunate enough to know a lot of people. So
Right. Definitely, man. Shout out to Bo. He has a big event coming up this weekend. It's a Halloween event. It's going to have 95 South there. Like for everybody to be there, man. Definitely going to show some more love. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on, but I'd like to give a big shout out to Bo, man. So let's just bring it back to the beginning. You're from this area. Me and you are actually around the same age. You went to Atlantic High School? How, I know I was talking to you about that earlier, but was track your first sport there, or you're like, because I know a lot of people at FPC where I went, our coach had us do track to get faster for football and stuff like that. And I was just wondering if that was what got you in there. You just knew you really liked to run track.
Well, yeah. Well, in high school, went to 3 different high schools: Seabreeze,
Oh, really?
England, and Atlantic. But it was one of those situations, just growing up around the area, everybody wanted to play football and basketball.
Right.
I mean, I always knew I was fast. My goal, when I was a child, was always be the fastest man in the world. So that was always a childhood dream of mine. But going into Atlantic, started off playing basketball, made that Final Four team that went that year with Coach Morris. So we had a
Atlantic
successful.
was real out there. Was that when there was that fight with Pine Ridge?
We was with Tony Tolver.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, during that time, where his dad had actually helped sponsor some shoes for us, some Jordans.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty dope. Then after basketball season, I played football, and then after football, that's when I just tried out for the track team. Went out for the track team. Only trained for 3 months, ended up making it to state and taking third against some top-ranked guys. DeMarcus Van Dyke went to University of Miami. Later on, played cornerback for the Oakland Raiders. Then we also had Jeff Demps.
Oh, yeah. Florida
Everybody know
Gators.
about Florida Gator. Played for the Patriots. Still professional sprinter to this day. But yeah, from that point, I just kind of knew that this was kind of be my calling. But I still didn't play run track until I didn't take it serious until I actually went to junior college.
Oh, okay. I had a friend of mine from FEC, CJ Lockhart. I don't know if you remember that name, but that was my boy, man. Definitely did his thing in track too.
That's my boy. I know him. We competed against each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to CJ.
So, at Atlantic, would you say, because you went to A&M for track, but you said you went out of JUCO, so did you have any offers for any other sports, basketball, anything like that, or?
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
0.
So you went the harder way.
Yeah, I had to take the hard way. The hardest way you could possibly take.
Yeah, that is, man, a lot of people.
I went initially for football.
Oh, okay. A lot of people fall out. So you went to JUCO for football.
Yeah, I went to JUCO for football initially.
That's tight. What JUCO did you go to?
Southwestern Community College in San Diego, California.
That's tight.
Yeah, me and 2 other guys from the area. So we all went out there.
I have some friends. I went to college at Lindenwood, and some people came from Cali, like San Diego. I don't know if it was Southwest, but they went to a lot of them out there. I've heard about, but JUCO is huge in Cali.
Yeah, it is.
Huge in Cali.
Yeah, they got their own JUCO system out there.
Yeah. So, how'd you like JUCO?
I mean, I love JUCO. You know, JUCO forces you to grow up and it helps prepare you for D1,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming fresh out of high school. I'd rather go JUCO because it kind of you just learn different things. You learn how to compete at a different level. You handle things differently versus coming fresh out of high school.
Right.
You know that things can go wrong because you're not really that mature.
I'm gonna be honest.
So,
That I was talking to my mom about that the other day, and I was like, I feel like 18 is too young to go directly into college. I was like 1,000 miles away from my family, and it's like my first time not having anybody over top of me telling me to go to school, go to this, go to that. You know what I mean? So took advantage of my freedom a little bit. I went for 4 years, but I didn't graduate. But it's crazy. I have like a semester and a half left. Definitely want to finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
How do you feel? I mean, I know everybody says education is important, but college, some people say is like really expensive. You know what I mean? And do you think maybe community college for a couple of years first, maybe get a little bit older, a little bit more mature, then maybe try and finish up at a university, or?
I mean, it's all suitable to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of feel like if you have a chance to knock it out right after high school while you're still in that school mode,
True.
at the best level, while you still got those mental juices are fresh, they flowing. So I just think you just kind of want to keep that. Whether you go JUCO or not, it's solely up to your situation. Me preferably, if you can go to the university and get that top ranked education, because knowledge is power. You can't, athletic ability that fades, but one thing about it, the strongest muscle in your body is your brain. So you gotta, strengthen that up. You gotta constantly re-educate yourself and take that, very serious. And that's something that I talk to athletes about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how gifted you are, this will stop at some point, and
Right.
you need to be able to get through life using this. So,
Right. So, okay, we're at JUCO. You go there for the normal 2 years,
Yep.
and then how does the recruiting process happen after that? Is it like kind of like high school? They send you letters and stuff, or
Yeah.
do you have to put a tape together yourself?
Nah, I see. Well, what happened was you mean to go to JUCO or from
Not
JUCO
from
to
JUCO
so,
to A&M.
Yeah, so it's just pretty much like with like high school.
Mm-hmm.
You got the top colleges looking at you.
Right.
They pay attention to your film. They're watching the games. These scouts and these coaches, they go to JUCO games. They want to
Mm-hmm.
find the next guy. So for me personally, I was supposed to originally go to University of Southern California
Okay.
for football, but football really wasn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was good at it.
You seem
But
like a
once I got-
USC quarterback. They're all like kind of tall. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, so I mean, it was one of those things. It was cool, but when I tried out for the track team, I was number one. I was ranked number one that year. As an 18-year-old, made the World Junior team
Nice.
in Poland. So we went to Poland, took fourth. But when I went to Poland, that's when I had the Texas A&M coaches there, and it was like, yo, all you got to do is pretty much go back to school, get your grades. We're gonna offer you a full ride. Come on a visit. I took a visit. Felt in my spirit that was my school, and the rest is history.
Aggies.
Yeah, Aggies.
What I see, there's a lot of like, when I watch the football games, they have like the armies and stuff like that, or the military. I don't want to say army, but is that what it is? Is there an
Yes,
army
army
base
base.
there or something like that?
Well, not really an army base there. It's just a military school. So that's why we don't have homecoming.
Huh.
Yeah, we don't have homecoming.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is it a good vibe there? A lot of team love and everything like that, or?
I had a great time.
Mhm.
I felt a good vibe.
That's what's up.
I loved it. So my short stay there, I had a blast.
How long were you there for?
Just 1 year. I was one and done.
One and done. My boy went to
Yeah.
the league after that. So, what were you majoring in college?
Business?
Okay. Did you graduate?
No, one and done.
Oh, I feel I didn't know if that plus the
Yeah.
JUCO or anything.
Well, I graduated. I got my associate's degree,
That's what's up.
so I got one semester left to get my bachelor's degree.
We're in the same boat.
And so I just kind of been full time track and field, just trying to dominate on the track. But
I've been bullshitting.
yeah, my
But,
focus has really been on that, man. But I'm definitely because I got a couple of things that I'm working on.
So before we get into like the full like track and field part of it, how would you say? How can I word this question? how long do you think like a track career can last? Because I've seen like Justin Gatlin, he's been in there for a while. How old is he?
I think Galen's like 35.
35. Okay, that's fairly good. Um, what do you what do you think is like usually the age that people stop doing it at?
It's kind of like it's a tough one.
Mhm. I guess it's injury based or anything like that.
There's a lot of things. It just depends on how the individual take care of themselves. You know how they, what type of sacrifices they made while running.
Hmm.
Um, Injuries, like you said, but typically you see people go into their mid 30s. I think you're starting to see, athletes going a little later than that. Got a guy named Kim Collins. He's running. He's like 41.
Wow.
I think he just retired at 41. So,
Dang.
but I mean, it's just some people start late. I was a late bloomer, so I started late.
Mm.
So it just all depends, man. It just all depends.
That's real, man. So, speaking about like, so how does one go from say college? I'm trying to figure out the trail to the Olympics. You know what I mean? Because I know there's like trials that people go through and different things like that. I'm just wondering, like, kind of football. They say it's like a one in, I think it's like one in like 20,000 chance that you're gonna go to the NFL or something like that. But I feel like with track, like, it's even smaller because there's way less positions, way less people and stuff like that. What do you think the chances are, or the process? Let's go through the process of that from when you're at Texas A&M. When you said one and done, what was the done? What'd you do next after that?
What do you mean? What I do next after?
I don't know if it was straight to the Olympics, but you said you were in the world qualifying.
Well, what happened was one and done, meaning I forego my senior season
Mm-hmm.
to turn professional. So I was NCAA champion, and after NCAA's outdoors, I ran under 20 seconds, so I broke the NACAC. So it was North America versus Central America Championships.
Whoa.
So I broke the record. And anytime you go under 20 or you run, 9 seconds in 100 meters, anything world class, then it's time for you. You start getting offered, shoe deals and shoe contracts. So for me, that was my next step.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I was done with NCAA's, and I went to the pros.
Okay.
So from the pros, I turned pro in 2011. 2012 was the Olympic year. I was injured. Didn't get a chance to make that team or even try out.
Mm.
And then 2013 was World Championships,
Okay.
which was held in Moscow, Russia,
Mm.
where I took the bronze behind Usain Bolt.
Nice, dude. What kind of injury was it?
Hamstring.
Hamstring.
And just
man.
getting used to that transition from college to professional track.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big difference just because you have to teach yourself how to run fast and not have as many races as you do in college. College,
Okay.
you run like 100 times
Oh.
to get in shape to get fast. And the pros is not like that.
Mm.
When you go to a meet, you have to be ready to race the best in the world right now.
Mm.
You can't have an off night.
Dang, that's crazy, man.
So
And running next to like Bolt and stuff like that. Is there ever any like kind of beef going on, or is everybody pretty cool with each other and stuff like that?
I mean, today's sporting world. I mean, you see a lot of people.
The social media, I feel like, affects that somewhat too.
I mean, the culture and the competition is changing. A lot of these guys are becoming friends, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot more smiling and laughing, and I think those type of relationships are being formed versus back in the days, or just whenever. Just some people just have that mindset. I'm gonna compete, and that's just it. We ain't friends. We could be cool outside of the track, but just being friends with your competition. I mean, people have their own.
Thing?
Yeah, people have their own. It just depends on how you're wired, how you
Mm-hmm.
So it's always gonna be that type of stuff. But I just think in track and field, it's so mental. You don't really have time to be beefing with nobody.
Okay.
That takes
yeah.
away from your performance.
That's
You shouldn't
true.
let beefing shouldn't even exist. Like nobody should be able to take you off your space. Period.
Pretty much between you and the clock, not even the other people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, not even really the clock.
That's what coach used to say.
Yourself. You know what I mean? Yourself. Track and field, man. It's our bodies, our machine, and the best in the world. You operate at a different level, so you don't really have time to, just be, spending energy talking about beefing. And that's not what champions do.
Did you ever have like did you ever have any, say, distractions from maybe friends or just the Daytona area, where might have been a chance where things might not have gone the way that you wanted to?
Um,
Maybe some like friends getting in trouble or stuff. Like we don't have to speak on it directly, but you know, I know growing up, it sucks because you have some people like Pee Wee Kirkland from New York, and they say he was better than Jordan, but he got sucked into the drug world and stuff like that. And
yeah.
feel like a lot of problem for young people growing up is distractions, getting in trouble, wanting to hang out with friends or anything like that. Did you have to like cut yourself off from a lot of people?
Yeah, absolutely. See, well, in high school, you're gonna fight temptation.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime, that happens, you just gotta know how to deal with it. I've always been a strong-minded individual, so I don't really get persuaded. Obviously, I had it come at me. I've dealt with it, but I've always moved by myself, and being the only child growing up, it just taught me how to move. Just taught me how to move. Before I was getting distracted, I know what I want. I know this is my dream, and it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And I just don't surround myself around people who not trying to go where I'm trying to go. So that's one of the things I actually got asked that question. My lady asked me, she said, "What do you think your strongest skill set?" And I said, "My mindset." Because the decisions that you make when nobody's looking, the things that you think, what you create, that everything has a consequence, and that just shows. And like I said, once I started being successful on the track and started seeing things change in my life based off me being focused, that was one of the edges that I used in college to separate myself from my colleagues and get that professional contract. I went into it like, what, I have to be more focused than everybody else. I have to take my diet serious. I have to sleep. I have to, outwork everybody. I can't go here. I can't worry about girls. I can't worry about friends. This is what I want, and I got that. So
That's definitely important. I have always heard a saying, and my dad told me this a long time ago, but everyone in the world gets what they want. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be an Olympic track star, that's what you're going to do. If you want to sell drugs, that's what you're going to do. Like, you may say some stuff to people, but everybody's actions on the day-to-day brings them to where they're at. You know what I mean? And it's real humbling to me myself, because it's like you can't blame it on anybody else. You can, but some stuff is out of your control, but also how you react to those things also. So I'd like to know about, say, training kids. One of my questions to you was, what do you think is a good time to teach kids if you want them to be maybe in track or sports? Because do you think there's a too young? Kids' bodies might not be developed, or
yeah, I mean, that just
could you burn them out or something?
I just say with that, just me personally, if I'm a parent, I just kind of, if your kid's showing interest in this sport, support them as much as they want to be supported. Never force it.
Okay.
If your kid constantly asking you, I want to run at this age, then you keep investing in your kid at that stage of where they're at. But never be that parent that trying to live your dream through your child.
Right.
Don't
true.
be that parent. That's how you
they get uninterested.
Burnout happens, and they get uninterested, and they start figuring that stuff out as they get older. I didn't have that. I kind of played all sports, and while my dad was gone, my mom was around. She didn't pressure me to run track. She didn't even know really that I was really that fast for it. So I just kind of say, whenever your kid is showing interest in the sport and you got the means, you got the funds to support them, I say do it.
Right. How much would you say is like genetics compared to like, can I run a sub 20?
I ain't gonna say you can't do something, but
I feel you.
You know what I mean? It's some you gotta be gifted. You
right.
gotta have some talent.
But
you gotta have some talent. But anybody you can teach people how to run. Absolutely.
So
you can teach people how to be the best they can be.
Okay, I hear you on that.
You don't really want to put a number on it, because then people feel like, oh man, if I can't run 20, then I'm just a failure.
Because say you and Jeff Demps, how tall are you? 6'4", I think it said. 6'4". And then I think he's like maybe 5'10" or something. I'm not sure. but y'all are both really fast, you know, and yours maybe stride, power, you know what I mean? I feel like he has really quick feet. So I don't know if it's more technique, like you said, gifted. I was just always curious about, like, because in track, I would always see our coach training everybody kind of the same, but then you just see some people take off, and other people are kind of fast. You know what I mean? Some people just got it. You know what I mean? Like CJ came into FEC a freshman just fast. He was in like 8th grade beating kids. You know what I mean? And I was like, this isn't trained. Like, but I feel like the training will give him better form, make him, like you said, the best that he could be.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, you said that your plans are to continue to be in track and be in the next Olympics. I believe it's in Tokyo.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up. Up there they have these things called the Olympic Village. Um, how do you know how big those things are?
Nah,
Because don't they build them or something?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. Unfortunately, I do not know how big they are.
All right. Do you know like I was asking this if like Olympic athletes get paid or is it mainly sponsorships
Yeah.
from?
Well, see, I just think, a lot of people, they don't know how it works.
Right.
It's actually a general question, but a lot of people just tie runners to Olympics too.
Right.
So actually, I've never been to the Olympics.
Right.
I'm a world championship runner. It's the same thing, but
Right.
it's kind of like a scale smaller than the Olympics, just because the Olympic Games have all the sports
I feel.
and it's on a bigger scale. But yeah, you get paid track meets.
Okay.
Diamond Leagues are the highest track meet you can be in. Those where all the best in the world. So you have a paying criteria starting from 10,000 at first place, 8,000 second place, and then it just kind of go down. But any top athlete, you sign with a shoe deal. So obviously, I'm with Adidas,
That's
so that's a shoe contract.
Nice.
Most people go with Nike. You get paid from your shoe contracts. It's different ways, man. So you just kind of sponsorships.
Do you have to wear Adidas?
Yeah. If I'm not in, my athletic wear, then I have to wear designer stuff. But for the most part, just Adidas.
Okay. As for like, does that go for shirts too and stuff? They
Everything.
just okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything.
I don't want to know the number, but like, how long is that contract for? They usually sign for.
I mean, most people, like, if you get a 4-year deal, then that's pretty amazing.
Okay.
That's pretty good. If you get one contract for like 4 years, they lock you in at 4 years. That's pretty good.
That's
If you get
what's
2 contracts, that means you've been producing and you got a
Nice.
name and you're great. 3 is kind of unheard of.
I hear you on that.
So,
Mhm.
and I'm on my 3rd.
Nice, dude.
So yeah,
That's what's up.
it's pretty dope.
So, how do you like go to an Adidas store and you have a card or something like that, or they just send you stuff to your house?
Yeah,
Or
just send it to you.
okay,
Yeah, they just send it to
is Yeezys a part of that?
you. Yeah,
That's tight.
yeah, Yeezys. All the Yeezy boots.
That's what's up.
Boots, everything. Yeah.
So what do you think some of your plans for when you're done with this? I know we were talking about different business things, and after we get in that, I'd like to get into I know we talked about some things you'd like to do for the community, and I think that's mainly what we're here for, because talking to a lot of people from the Daytona area and
Yeah,
things
well,
like
I
that.
just did something for the community.
Okay, what was
Yeah, I did the speed camp. So
Nice.
I did a speed camp at my high school at Atlantic. We had over 75 kids. So that was like a month ago.
okay,
But it turned out to be real big. So we got future camps, in the works. And I got some more things that I'm working on, some more projects for the community as well, for track and field. So we're gonna do something on a bigger scale. I got big projects, big plans, big things that I'm gonna be announcing soon. So we're just in the humbling process right now, just thanking God, getting focused, because it's just truly a blessing to be in this position. I don't take it for granted at all.
that's true. It's definitely true, man. It's definitely, I said, like a humbling experience just for me, just to be like, say, us talking about this, because I've had a lot of questions, and the same things that like you go through as a runner, I feel like everybody goes through in life, staying focused and things like that.
Right.
What do you think? How can I ask this question? So, your mindset is your greatest ability. What do you think is maybe one of the things that you could probably work on and be better at?
I think just continuing that self development. I think I can work on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, never content, never complacent. You know, I use that as an example just because that's how I feel. I feel like I got good decision making skills, good thinking abilities, but you always want to improve. Every day I just strive for improvement. I want to be the best version of Curtis Mitchell, the runner, the entrepreneur, the businessman, the son, the man, just whatever. You know, I just want to just walk into that light and just once you on that road, man, of fulfillment, medals and everything else, worldly accomplishments, that really don't hold no value.
Right.
So I credit it to that.
Do you want kids?
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah, absolutely. I just had to make sure, I do everything I need to do before I have my kids.
I hear you on that.
So.
It's in this era today that we live in, where people do be getting caught up in stuff like that. Is it hard to keep the females at bay, and stay focused in that realm?
Yeah, like I said, it keep tying back into the energy you put out. The universe brings it back. So I guess it's really not hard because if you're dealing with like-minded people and that's focused and things like that, then it makes it easy. But me, I just stay focused. Try to just do the right thing and just accomplish my goals. So
I definitely feel you on that.
I never really got caught up too much. I don't really get caught up into this girl, that girl. I don't. That's never been me.
All right. That's why I have my queen right here. Shout out to Cherie.
Shout out.
Staying on the mindset thing, we were talking about mental health in the Black community. Do you feel like some people say it's like a crab in the bucket mentality, people killing each other and stuff like that? What do you think maybe we need to bring into these communities that could possibly maybe get us to entrepreneurship or, working towards our own goals?
That's easy. You just need to spread awareness. You need to be more mentors, more programs designed, more access to this information. More getting out, people getting out. Like I said, for me, I know I got a platform. I know I got a voice. I know the people that look up to me and the voice that I have for. So I try to make sure I use it the right way. My voice, obviously, as we keep having these camps and I get in front of people, I keep sharing them my story. Once they see me and they hear my story, then I'm able to tell them, hey, you need to focus on education. You need to focus on this. And I was just in my old neighborhood right now with my cousin. I was just talking to him, and I seen some kids out there, and like you said, man, they need to believe that I can become an entrepreneur. Sports isn't the only way out. I got out through sports, but the next person may not have that same opportunity that I had. So, but one thing about it, like I told you, you can never lose this.
Right.
So it's very important. I feel like you need more role models, you need more positivity, more awareness, more programs to get that information out there. So that's one of the things that I want to work on as well.
I feel like a lot of times when we're younger and stuff like that, at least when I was younger, you see some parents when the kids are born putting a football or a basketball in their hands and stuff, but not as often we see them, encouraging their kids to go to school for maybe mental health or science or one of those forms. And I wonder if maybe that has some aspect to deal with it, or
maybe it has a lot of
there's a lot of different factors.
Yeah, a lot, man. It just all depends.
I have a couple personal fan questions from me to you. First, I'd like to ask your favorite track or city you've ran in, because I know there's indoor track, outdoor. I don't know if there was maybe I'd like to ask you, what's your favorite track or city that you've ran in?
I think my favorite track has got to be
Monaco?
Yeah.
And that's in Africa?
No, that's not in Africa. It's in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Monaco, Monte Carlo, where they shot Iron Man over by the Mediterranean Sea.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, that's dope. Monaco is one of the richest countries in the world,
Hmm.
next to Doha and Qatar.
Qatar, I definitely heard that's in like the Emerald or the Saudi area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my other question was like your most memorable race.
My most memorable race
Mm-hmm.
has to be when I got the bronze.
Okay.
It has to be when I had the bronze. I had some pretty special moments, but it has to be when I got the bronze. I think when I broke 20 seconds for the first time, that was pretty dope too.
That was pretty memorable too.
Yeah.
Are there any other like athletes that you're close to? You know, kind of like LeBron and Chris Paul. They're not on the same team, but they are friends and keep in contact.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I got plenty of friends in the sport. Yeah, I got some people that I associate with in the sport for sure.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Well, I mean that's pretty much all the questions that I had. This is a really good one. I learned a lot. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people? Anything?
Man, I just enjoyed the interview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Glad you can hear some of my story. It was humbling and I had a great time. So thanks for tuning in. Keep me in your prayers and yeah, Curtis Mitchell.
That's hey, my boy Hakeem Thomas. I think he might have gone to the school that you were going to. I played at Lindenwood with him.
That's my boy right there. Hakeem, what up, bro?
Small world, small world.
Yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, bro.
That's well, bro. I appreciate you coming through, man. Definitely,
man.
And we're gonna do a lot of work together in the future and
Yeah,
stuff
absolutely,
like that.
man.
Definitely. Thanks everybody for watching. We out.